Live from Charlotte, this is WBTV News on your side.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us now at 3 o'clock. I'm Jamie Bull.
And I'm Siobhan Bryan. Kristen Miranda and Cheryl Brayboy will join us for QC at 3 shortly. But first, we want to start this hour remembering Charlotte FC player Anton Walkes.
Soccer's about club. It's about community, and that community is coming together this afternoon to honor the 25-year-old who died earlier this month in a boating accident in Miami, not far from where the team had been training to get ready for the upcoming season. And right now, family, friends, teammates, fans coming out in a huge way to remember Anton Walkes. This is a live look from a celebration of life service just beginning now at Bank of America Stadium, of course, the home of Charlotte FC. And we're bringing you team coverage from right here in the studio to out in the field as we watch the Queen City pay tribute to Anton.
Cam, Alex are out there right now, and we're going to listen in live.
An indelible mark. Here to deliver today's invocation, please welcome Dr. James Howell, Senior Pastor of the Myers Park United Methodist Church.
Would you bow your heads and pray with me? God of us all, we open up our broken hearts to you, our pain, our shock, our grief. We ask for your strength and comfort for Anton's family, his partner, his daughter, his parents, his friends, his teammates, staff, all who loved him, all who cheered for him in Lewisham, Tottenham, and of course here in Charlotte. 25 years is not nearly enough years. In losing him, we realize that we are all vulnerable, fragile, even the fittest among us. So remind us always to be gentle to everyone, to show mercy, to be kind, and that sports is always just real people. And as Anton made everyone around him better, ours now will be, oh God, as we grieve, to be better. We continue to look to you and to one another for healing and for hope. In the name of goodness, wisdom, and hope we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Howell. Unable to personally attend, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper has sent this.
You are watching a celebration of life service underway there at Bank of America Stadium this afternoon, hearing from a minister there reminding us that we are all fragile, that we should be merciful, be kind, that these sports players that we watch and cheer for, they're just people too, and obviously they are all hurting here today.
We can only imagine what the Charlotte FC family is feeling right now, but our Alex Giles and Cam Gaskins are out there right now. What can you tell us about what you're seeing and feeling out there?
Siobhan, Jamie, definitely a situation unlike any other, at least at Bank of America Stadium. You know, we're used to football games and soccer matches and big concerts happening here. Never really seen a celebration of life inside of the stadium on a bright sunny day like today, and it's definitely been a somber mood outside of the stadium. A number of fans have showed up today to be a part of this, even though it's in the middle of the week, in the middle of the workday, and a number of them have been wearing those black and mint, those special Charlotte FC jerseys, Cam.
Yeah, just like they've done all season long during the inaugural season, they come together, they're coordinated, they unite, and they're all here for the exact same purpose, not to celebrate a game, but to celebrate the life of Anton Walkes. And the ones that we've been able to talk to just say how special it is to have this opportunity to really come together. Again, they're sitting in the same section here on the east end zone where the supporter section sits during games. They're sitting in that exact same section to celebrate together, and they say it's just a blessing to be able to come together as a soccer community and mourn with each other and also with the team. This is the first time we'll be hearing from Anton's teammates and coaches as they share the kind of life and player that he was.
It will no doubt be a difficult afternoon for them, and we have seen a number of people filing into the stadium. We've also seen on the big board, the Jumbotron inside of the stadium, they've shown pictures of Anton throughout the years, some of him as a child and some of him, you know, as recent as this last season playing, of course, for Charlotte FC. On the way in, they were actually handing everyone special little packs of tissues that have the crown on them. Cam and I both were able to get some special pins that they've been handing out that have his initials on them as well as his playing number, and they've still got the electronic marquee outside of Bank Bank of America Stadium. They still have that wrapped with a picture of Anton, a beautiful picture, as well as his name and the years that he was alive. They've also kept all of the mementos that were brought out for that special vigil that was held last week, Cam. They've moved all that to the side of the stadium, so that is still out here. It's been a very, very nice show of support from the fans.
Absolutely, and we can only imagine what's going to be happening inside. We're going to go in just a second and hear some of the words that are going to be shared, but we have to imagine it's going to be a very emotional and somber day inside of the stadium.
Absolutely. We will be watching for that full service. Jamie, Siobhan, back to you.
Alex and Cam live outside of Bank of America Stadium here this afternoon. Thank you, gentlemen. We go back inside the stadium right now to show you some of those live pictures that are happening right now as this celebration of life is underway. And again, young people dealing with this, that's what these soccer players are.
Absolutely.
And we're hearing, about him being a young father himself. Anton was, so obviously a family is in mourning, but players that he's come in contact with throughout his career are there as well. Again, it's the picture of the podium, Siobhan, and as Cam was mentioning, the supporter section behind this camera, so we don't see them.
Exactly, and you can only imagine what the feeling inside of the stadium is right now. Usually a place of teammates celebrating together, taking the field together, and instead they're mourning one of their own. Let's listen in.
Causes that are bigger than the games that we play. Just about a year ago this week, Anton recorded a video to commemorate Black History Month. In it, Anton honors the heroes who came before him. He pays tribute to his mother, Kelly, and to his father, Lee, for sacrificing their time, as so many soccer parents do, for his game while he was growing up in England. He went on to say that he achieved both his and his father's dream because of the support system that they created, that they were always there for him. He then turns his focus to his own family, and he proudly says, "I tell everyone, the best part about my life in soccer is that I'm able to support my loved ones." And in his closing words, Anton makes a promise to his daughter Ayla. The world is still improving, but there are always more challenges that you will face. And I want you, Ayla, to know that I will always be there for you. As anyone who's ever met him knows, Anton will always be there, and he'll be there for all of you and all of us. His life, his kindness, his spirit of generosity, his unwavering support for everyone will resonate forever. Just look at the thousands upon thousands of tributes that have poured in over the last week or so. You see it in every picture. You see it in every video clip. You see that smile, that joy of just being Anton Walks. From Tottenham to Portsmouth and from Atlanta to Charlotte, Anton brought smiles to everyone around him. It was as if he cherished every moment of just being Anton Walks. His face always wore that expression that said, "This is exactly where I want to be and everything that I was born to do." When he first came to Major League Soccer in 2017 to play for Atlanta United, he told a reporter in England, "It is one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life." And he was a young man then. Of playing this game, and I can't wait to start the next chapter in the United States. That was Anton, embracing every journey, making new friends on his path, learning, growing, making everyone around him happy, making everyone around him better. But, as his opponents on the field know, don't let that beautiful smile fool you. Anton was a fierce competitor. As a defender, he was known for wanting a clean sheet in every game that he played. He took every goal against his club personally, and he always took accountability. After speaking with some players who knew him, they described his energy, his focus on the field. I was told he once said, "Not trying is worse than any failure." When he was picked up by Charlotte in the expansion draft, he said, "Regardless of where I am, I will give 100%, and now I am 100% a Charlotte FC player and fan." And that's what he did for your club, for the soccer fans in this state, in this region, and for all of his teammates. With Anton, trying was never the question. He set an example for all those around him. You could understand why not just one, but two clubs wanted him in their back line for their inaugural seasons in Major League Soccer. Think about that. When both Atlanta and your club here in Queen City needed a defender to bring skill, to bring poise, to bring leadership to the starting 11 in their first inaugural seasons, they called on Anton Walkes, a rising player who then was just in his early 20s. Everyone in this town immediately fell in love with him for his intensity on the field, and as important, for his commitment to the club's community projects. When the games were over, he was as approachable as any player in professional sports. In the last few days, I've seen literally hundreds of pictures of him with passionate and loyal Charlotte FC supporters, always there with a smile for those countless fans for his brand new club. And this is a team that's captured the hearts and minds of this city because of players and teammates of Anton Walkes. As we all remember, and as the governor referenced, as a kid who developed in the Tottenham system, I know we all were well aware of how he relished that victory against Chelsea last summer with 50,000 fans right here in this building. As an athlete, as a man, as a son, as a partner, as a father, as a friend, Anton leaves a legacy that all of us will remember and all of us will cherish. To Alexis and Ayla, to Kelly and Lee, to his dear friend Muhammad, who's here with us today, to all of his teammates, to the Teppers, to Christian, to the entire Charlotte FC family of partners and fans, to everyone that loved this man, our hearts are with you. There's an expression that only the good die young. And while there's no life without death, there's something so terribly tragic when a young man with so much life to live passes. And while there are no words that could ever heal the loss of Anton Walkes, he truly was a good man with such a beautiful soul. So I know all of us could be assured of this: Anton's joyful spirit will always be with us. There will never come a day when the clock hits that 5-minute mark at a soccer match here in this stadium when we will not spend a moment and think of him. And as Anton said of Ayla, he will always be there for you, and he'll always be there for all of us. We will miss him. May he rest in peace.
Thank you, Commissioner. Unsurprisingly, Anton's impact was felt wherever he played. As the Commissioner referenced, besides playing at Atlanta and playing here in Charlotte, he began his career at Tottenham, where he was an academy product. He spent 2 seasons at Portsmouth, where he won an EFL trophy. The following messages arrive from those 2 clubs: former teammate Ronan Curtis of Portsmouth and Spurs Academy Director Dean Rastrick.
See the camera panning up here to see some of the messages that are coming in as part of the Celebration of Life service going on at Bank of America Stadium, as was mentioned there. Well, let's listen in for just a moment.
Just want his best wishes to your family and friends, to Anton Walkes. Played with him, so many good memories. Such a tragic at this moment in time. So I just wish him all the best, and hope you get through this bad time.
Some of the video messages that are coming in today. We bring in Nate Wimberly to the conversation. Nate, that's the thing. Many of these soccer players take a winding journey to end up where they are, and that's how Anton got to Charlotte.
Yeah, Anton's journey in the MLS started with the Atlanta United in 2017. He had a career year in 2021 as he started 32 games, scored 2 goals, and eventually became a captain on that team. But after that season, he wasn't protected by the United, leaving him available for the expansion draft. On December 14th, 2021, Charlotte FC picked Walks with the 2nd pick in the expansion draft, and he became a key piece to the first ever squad. He instantly became a fan favorite among the supporters of Charlotte FC and with his teammates. Now, he didn't play much in the first half of the season, but after the coaching change, he became a staple on the starting lineup and was a big reason this team turned things around and had a shot at making the playoffs at the end of the season. He played in 23 games with 21 starts. He was a major part of the defense for Charlotte FC as a center back. Part of the duties of the center back is to mark the striker or the best player on the opposing team and keep that player from going off. In the Chelsea win, we just saw it right there. He had a penalty kick that led to the historic victory for Charlotte FC. Charlotte would eventually miss the playoffs by just 6 points. And a couple of weeks ago, had a soundbite with him here on 5:30, talking about he was looking forward to this season. They were all looking forward to this season. That getting to know each other phase that they had to go through last year, don't have to go through it this year. We're ready to hit the ground running, and he was going to be a big part of this season. And unfortunately, it's not going to be.
And just like you said, they were talking about how they had gotten past the getting to know each other phase, and that's what makes this loss even harder for them because they're brothers now. Like, they've been through this inaugural season. They beat Chelsea. I mean, you know, I was at that game. I know. So I can only imagine what it was like for him on the pitch and what it's like for the rest of his clubmates now dealing with this loss. You just heard from Don Garber, the commissioner of the MLS, praising his skill, his poise, his leadership, and his commitment to whatever club he was playing for, which of course means that his heart was with Charlotte FC. And needless to say, Charlotte FC's heart is with him too.
Yeah, he as the last line of defense, he worked really close with Christian Kalina, the goalie. They're there to stop that goal from going in. And after every game, probably the first person that Christian would hug or congratulate would be Walks because they had to work hand in hand to make sure no goals were scored or the other team scored less goals than they did to get the win. So they were very close. It's going to be very interesting to see who speaks for the team tonight during the service because some of the teammates will speak. If Christian speaks, I'm sure it's going to be very poignant, but all of them, they all love Anton.
That's the thing, from Christian Fuchs, who obviously longtime English soccer player in the Premier League, to Jalen Lindsay, right, the local kid who made it. They all just had a bond with this young man, and it's clear this loss is affecting them all very, very deeply.
It's going to be emotional when they get up there. It's definitely going to be emotional.
Absolutely. Nate, thank you. Meanwhile, our team coverage doesn't stop here. You see Cam Gaskins and Alex Giles are out there. Liliana Pearson is inside as well. We'll remain on your side with live reports throughout the evening. So check back with us for First at 4 to see how the Queen City continues to honor and remember Anton Walks.
As we head to break, here's another look inside of that service that is ongoing in Bank of America Stadium. QC at 3 with Kristen Miranda and Cheryl Brayboy. We'll start when we come back.